Hey there, and welcome to the Writer's Room. This month, I'm cutting right to brand story, the heart of a brand's posture toward the world and its customers. If you love a good story, and seriously, who doesn't? Then this topic should be right up your alley. Brand story is the final piece that ties a brand's expression, identity, and strategy all together. While a good tagline, a logo, or even a killer color scheme can go a long way, those parts of a brand's expression are no substitute for the actual story. When it comes to what the busy world sees and hears, a brand is its story. And if you think about it, most stories can be broken down into 5 key elements. Those are the balance, the unbalance, the quest, the crisis, and then the new balance. Not the shoes. Let's go over those one more time. The balance is the normal state of the world at the beginning of the story. It's like the status quo. The unbalance is the new event. It's the problem which disrupts the normal state of the world and sets all the other events of the story in motion. The quest is the pursuit. The heroes of the story search for a solution to the problem. The crisis hits when the drama of the quest and the drama of the underlying problem, they come to a head. It's the big showdown, the scene that we don't want to miss. How this goes determines the whole story's outcome. And then the new balance is the resolution of the story after the crisis, and it becomes the new normal for the end of the story. Pretty simple, right? The good news is this template can fit almost any story for any business, or help you come up with a new one for your business. Something like, okay, here's the balance. Once upon a time, there was a quiet village where a humble dentist minded his own business. And then we have the unbalance. Suddenly, a dragon started attacking and burning down the buildings. Then we have the quest. The dentist went on a quest to find the dragon's lair and slay the dragon. And then the crisis. He found it, and the dragon was about to kill him in a blaze of fire when he noticed the dragon just needed a few root canals to relieve the pain in his mouth. New balance! He helped the dragon and brought it back to the village as his loyal pet. That's the end of the story. There you go. I hit all 5 elements. They were all there, and I came up with something that's good and ready for the film festival circuit. If you think about it, you probably use these elements when you're telling someone about an event in your life, or if you're just trying to catch them up on what happened yesterday. These things just come naturally to us. The structure works to build a story in which your brand plays a role, along with your customers. But here's the catch. If you think about it, even though the literal history of your company makes a pretty good story, the larger story that you tell to the world shouldn't be a story that makes your brand the hero. Rather, it's your audience or your customers who should be the main character. Their perspective, as well as your perspective, should guide the way the story is told. I think I'll repeat that, even if it stings a little bit. Your brand is not the center of the story. Rather, your customer is. Your brand is the guide, the trusted authority who helps your customer reach a positive ending. Makes sense, right? With that in mind, here's how the other elements play out in real time. Okay, balance. The balance of your story is the context, the world in which the people your organization serves, how they operate. It's what your audience currently takes as normal, right? So think about your customers. This is what's normal for them right now. Again, it isn't about your organization or your industry necessarily, what you think is normal, because there might be a gap between the way your industry views the world and the way your customers view the world. Try to describe the balance from the point of view of your audience, your customers. All right, unbalance. The unbalance of your brand story is the problem that your customers are trying to solve. One problem that your brand exists specifically to solve. If you're a veterinarian, that unbalance might be sick pets that your customers have, or the neighborhood's flooded with stray cats that keep having more kittens. If you're a car maker, the unbalance might be the stress drivers all feel on the road while commuting to work. Again, the unbalance is from the perspective of your customer. It's their problem. All right, the quest. The quest is your audience's journey to find a solution to this problem. For instance, the quest might be finding some way to cut down on the stray cat population or searching for a more comfortable way to drive. But at some point along the quest, your customer runs into you. You and your brand become their guide, and you lead them to the ultimate solution. All right, crisis. The crisis is the point when you come to the rescue. Your company improves the comfort of driving or helps get the population of cats under control. The crisis is where your purpose intersects with the problems that your customers are experiencing. And then finally, new balance. The new balance in the story is the impact your organization has on the customers around the world. Perhaps you envision neighborhoods with fewer stray cats, or a world where people don't dread their work commute because they love the driving experience. If you have more than one product, then of course your brand might have multiple stories. But the bigger overarching story is the one that shows the world who you are and how you guide your customers to an optimal experience in their lives. Tell that story well, and it will endure past particular products and services. If you're looking for an overarching brand story that incorporates the 5 elements, you should be asking these questions. Why do you exist? What's the problem in the world that your brand uniquely solves? What do you care about as a brand? What's your vision for a better world? These pieces all come together in your brand story. Ultimately, tools like a metaphor or brand story are about the feeling or experience of the brand, not the definition. A brand story with your customer as the hero and your brand as the guide is a way of giving color and drama to a vision that might otherwise seem dry and lifeless. One more thing, your brand story needs to be authentic. Don't worry about making your characters more interesting or the plot more exciting. Be truthful and stay true to your values. Telling an honest story is what will engage your audience, and with any luck, it's what shows them that you are truly remarkable. I, for one, am all about brand story. In fact, I love it so much that I wrote a book about it. It's called You Are Remarkable, and it's out now on Amazon.com. Well, that's it for today's lesson, but don't forget, you are remarkable.